Welcome to another Stage Analysis video. It's Sunday the 15th of February 2026. Going to start off today's video with a look through the watch list stocks before getting onto the regular content. So starting with FTNT, which is approaching the potential stage 2 breakout level, which you can see on the weekly chart from the site. So you can see here, we'll draw our box across. Started to build a structure over the last 6 months or so and started to push back above its 30-week moving average at the moment. So potential stage 1 developing here, as you can see. You can see the relative strength down here has started to make a slight move to the upside here, starting to outperform versus the S&P 500. So it's still below its zero line, so still negative relative strength versus the market at the moment. But you can see over the last few months here, since the start of the year, there's been an uptick as it's started to pull back out again. So potential for this to test that at stage 2 breakout level. If we come onto the daily chart here, so this is a new feature just added onto the website. So now if you come down to the bottom of the charts, it's not there yet for users. It's going to be added in the next couple of days, but we're going to have this little box down here where you've got the change between the weekly and the daily interval. So when you switch to the daily interval, you can obviously see the daily chart, which has the Mansfield relative strength on a daily basis below that as well. So it's different to the weekly Mansfield relative strength. As you can see, it's still got the same relative settings. So instead of a 52-week zero line, it's a 52-day zero line. So slightly more reactive in that regard. So you can see on a daily basis that this has started to outperform versus the market over the last week or so. I'm starting to turn positive there and just approaching the 200-day moving average. So currently the moving averages on this daily chart, the red line is the 200-day, the blue line is the 50-day, and the grey dotted line is the 21-day exponential moving average. So, and at the bottom down here we have the daily SATA score. So again, different to the weekly SATA score. So we switch back to the weekly chart here. You can see the weekly SATA score is currently 4, shows over here in the table with the last 5 weeks. So 4 is a neutral score, and you can see that has improved from down. It was a 1 just back in on the 12th of January there. So we come to the daily. You can see that since the 22nd of January started to cross back above out of the lower zone. So when it moves out of the lower zone, that's when it turns to short-term positive. So this day through here started to turn positive. It has pulled back in a couple of times but never got back into the lower bit. So it's been on a stronger technical attribute score on a daily basis for the last month now. So currently on an 8 on a daily and a 4 on the weekly. So I'm going to be doing something which we call the SATA composite score, which is the combination of the daily and the weekly SATA score. So with a 4 and an 8, that gives us 12 out of 20. So that will give us a score of 60% when we do that. So that's how I'm going to do that initially. I might add the relative strength into the composite score as well. I might make a separate one that includes relative strength and other technical metrics as well, as it will give us a way to fine tune. So you've got strong relative strength and technical attributes on a daily, and we've got neutral on a weekly. So it's in a healthy position here, potentially ahead of a stage 2 breakout attempt. So if we do see, just draw this in through here, we do see this start to move up and through this area through here, and potentially it could start to move into stage 2. So I've still got some more bits to do on the daily charts, just to get them right. I'm just still calculating all of the data for the whole market, as it takes some time to get that done on the server with so many stocks, and obviously having to adjust the data for every single one of them multiple times. So it's almost there, but I'm expecting that to be ready by Tuesday. So what else we got? Let's flip on to CROX, next one up. So I'll just come back to stock charts here for now. So just wanted to highlight the daily chart on there and how that's gonna work. So CROX stage 2 breakout attempt on Thursday, did pull back underneath the low of that on Friday, but closed back in the mid part of the day. So in a healthy position at the moment, just sitting underneath this $100 level as well. So come to the weekly chart on that. You can see that the stage 2 breakout attempt here. So it's still got some overhead resistance. So those of you who read the book, so this is a weaker stage 2 breakout from the current position here, because we've got all of this overhead resistance to deal with still. So that obviously comes across into where we're pushing into at the moment. You can see the 30-week moving average is also still declining currently. 10-week has crossed above it, but this is obviously not as healthy stage 2 breakout as you'd like to see. As ideally you want to have a curling up 30-week moving average, and for it to be happening in a slightly healthier position with less overhead resistance. Amount of relative strength you want to see above the 0 line. Again, this has improved over the last few months. You can see it stepping up, but it hasn't yet crossed back above the 0 line. But there is, in terms of technical attributes, as it's broken out here, moved to SAR to 7, so 7 out of 10 of the stage 2 attributes we look for are present at the moment, and that's the strongest it's been since back in May 2025, when it had that failed breakout attempt back here after the initial stage 1 base started to develop. So at the moment, CROX also looking interesting for a potential continuation move there in early stage 2. Gold, another one that's been obviously one of the leaders of the market over the last year, and we had that exponential blow off top recently with silver and gold. Silver came off a lot harder, but gold has held up a lot better here, and with the increase in the volatility again, we saw the VIX spike at the end of last week again, Thursday particularly. This gold is still holding up here near the highs. So come into chart again, you can see how good that stage 2 run has been for gold over the last year. So where am I? Back on the daily chart, one thing I like to do with gold is and silver, etc., is because the ETFs only cover the US market time, and gold and silver trade basically 23 hours a day with the futures. So you either use the spot price on here, so you can, if you're in stock charts for example, you can do gold with the dollar symbol. It gives you a more complete chart, or if you're on TradingView, you can get the futures chart up and get a more complete look of what's going on versus just the ETF, which only covers the US session. So but at the moment with this, looking for continuation, if I put the ATR levels on here as well, you can see that 466.74 at the moment is the +1 ATR level here. So it starts to pop up through this area, then this could get interesting as well. And a number of the gold stocks as well, similar positions as with silver and various other base metals as well this week. So if this does start to push through, we could see some of those continuing as well. But they are in with the significant bar recently, and so far failure to get much past the midpoint of that. It is currently a little bit of a sign of weakness if it can't get back through this midpoint. So if it does start to roll through here, particularly if we start to see it drop through this 21-day moving average, then we could be seeing a further drop off again. So at the moment, looking for a push through this area, so 470 or so. If we drop to a lower time frame on this, you can see that a little bit more clearly. So we'll be looking for a push up through the 470 level, ideally with some heavier volume if that is the case.